Hello. Today, boys and girls, we're going to talk about the distributive property. For real. So, I don't like that we call it a property because it makes it sound like you have to do something different or memorize something different. I don't like this, Red. Sorry, Red. You're not doing it for me. The distributive property is just multiplication, okay? Into a parentheses. Okay, so let me give you an example, shall we? Let's talk about what's happening here. Let's say I have 3 cups of coffee and 2 toaster strudel. And I want to give all of my friends 3 cups of coffee and 2 toaster strudel. Okay? And I have 5 friends coming over. Okay? So, we get that I would just say, well, how many things do I need, right? We're counting. I'm counting. So these will be specific, but they're also, so we have coffee and toaster strudel and friends. But see, in the world of math, we get rid of all that and we just look at the numbers. That's what makes math both awesome and really hard, and like for all sorts. So we're just looking about the numbers. But don't forget, we're always counting things, okay? So I have 5 things that I want to give to 5 people. So how many things do I have? 25, right? And we did that in our head. But let's do it the slow way. 3 plus 2 is 5. Remember I said I have 3 cups of coffee and 2 toaster strudel, but like it's still 5 things, right? And I'm giving them to 5 people. And that total is 25. Now, don't forget this. Did you see? Maybe did you see? I put this in here, right? Multiplication, right? Remember, we need to know our symbols. Because this right here, when I wrote it there, when you have a number butted up, or a variable, butted up against the parentheses, it is a multiplication. Okay? So, I added these together first because, say, I'm going to make sure that this is coffee. And this is toaster strudel. I love toaster strudel. You can get them at the North Market. Hashtag love my North Market. It's on 44th and Humboldt, Fremont. I don't even remember right now. Okay, not Fremont. Humboldt. Gerard. Okay, there's one of the cups of coffee. All right, so coffee, toaster strudel, people. So when we have this idea, it's simple for us to count, right? But what happens to us is then when we get just to the pure just number part, we're like, what's the point, right? We as people don't quite get it. But by the way, this thing is getting so gross. Look, like, should I do a peekaboo? Peekaboo. Did you see it? If you didn't see it, I'm not doing it again, but it's like gross. I'm going to go to the doctor. Finally avoiding COVID. Okay, anyway, all right. Sorry, some of you threw up in your mouth a little bit, but I don't even really care because we're just like, I am on no sleep. That's not true. I'm on sleep. I have sleep. It's just coffee. Okay, all right, so we're back to it. 5 people, 3 cups of coffee, 2 toaster strudel, 5 things. 5 people, 5 things, 25 total things I need. Well, let's do this a different way. Are you with me? Okay, now this is what we call the distributive property. But we'll stick with our idea, and then we're going to do I'll do another video on an example because I have a feeling this is going to go long. Okay, so now, same thing. 5 people, 3 cups of coffee, 2 toaster strudel. How many things do I need, right? Well, I could first say, how many cups of coffee will I have? 5 friends, 3 cups of coffee each. And that's how many? 15. And how many toaster strudel do I need? Well, 5 friends and 2 toaster strudel. 5 friends, 2 toaster strudel. How many is that? 10, right? I'm just going to put equals down. Well, 15 cups of coffee, 10 toaster strudel is magic, 25. Of course, it's not magic. You're just counting the same thing 2 ways, okay? But so let's examine what I did here. Well, let's not say I didn't do it. You did it. We did it. Okay? Let's examine what we did, shall we? So, remember, this is a phantom multiplication. And here's 3 plus 2. Do you see how I still am adding, right? Do you see how my 5 was out here? But now I said 5 friends with coffee, 5 friends with toaster strudel. And what operation did I keep? This one, right? So this, in essence, is what we call the distributive property. Instead of counting your things and then your people, you're counting how many of the things am I going to have if I have this many people. The reason it might get a little tricky is when you throw in a variable. Okay, so here we're going to have an example. So let's say I don't know how much coffee I'm going to drink. I mean, I have already had 3 cups. Welcome cup number 4, right? I don't know. So I'm trying to create a model, much like all the scientists now are trying to create a model for COVID-19, right? What can I expect? Well, I'm still going to have 5 friends come over, but I don't know how much coffee I'm going to drink. I don't know how much coffee any of them are going to drink, but we'll say it's the same. But we're going to give it a variable because we don't know. It's an unknown. But we're still going to each have 2 toaster strudel because I'm kind of strict with my toaster strudel. So, can we express this without the parentheses where we're counting things? Well, if you look, and I know we have a lot of black. I was going to use red, but I'm just not feeling the red today. If you look, we can't count it this way. We can't. Because we can't combine these because one of them is a variable, right? But we can count it this way. And if you'll notice, I put an X in for what was 3. So if we just follow the 3, the only thing we can't do is this, right? We can't do that multiplication because it's an X. But we can say 5 times, and I'm going to highlight in red, hopefully it'll work, X plus 5 times 2. 5 times X we still don't know. I should have had that whole thing. But 5 times 2 we do. It's 10. So this feels complete for people because I can say without a doubt I have 25 things. This expression people don't like, okay? Even if it's red. Here, I can make it black again just so that it makes more sense. Okay? People don't like it because it feels incomplete. It has a variable still in it. But I simplified my idea. Now, we're going to scrap people, coffee, and toaster strudel, and we're just going to talk about numbers. And this is essentially the distributive property. Okay? Because I am distributing the idea of my 5 friends, except for I said I was going to get rid of that, the 5 to the parts inside. Okay? So we can't count this way anymore, where we'd add those first. We can only count this way. And it becomes an expression with a variable. All right? Don't let the variable mess you up. It's just a thing. It's an idea. It's like a placeholder, right? It's just a placeholder. I'm almost at 10 minutes. I'm going to do a different example another time. The distributive property. It's it's pretty exciting. It's really exciting.